Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are watching the station identification of one of Wayland City's resident YouTubers. Live in the basement. This is not MTV's remote control. And he is not Ken Ober. God rest Ken Ober's soul. This is WEML-TV, Channel 77. And now here's your host, New Bedford, Massachusetts' own, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. Praise the Lord. Somebody call my mama. This is my YouTube CBS channel vlog show, by the way. It is called WEML-TV Channel 77. It's episode 541 of the show. September the 9th, 2021, 10:26 p.m. Last episode, I talked about NXT UK Recap Event Center. But now, how now, brown cow? But now, we're going to be talking about Impact Wrestling. That's right, Impact Wrestling Recap. It just was over almost a half an hour ago. It was totally crazy, to say the least. Check this out. Tasha Steelz went one-on-one with Rosemary. And it was a hard-fought match between both ladies. In the end, Rosemary won the matchup, but during the dark, while the lights almost went out, Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans steal the Knockouts Tag Team Championships. And Havoc and Rosemary decided to go after them. Gia Miller interviewed Ace Austin and Madman Fulton. And they talked to Scott D'Amore about a 10-man tag team matchup. They talked to Scott D'Amore to say they want a piece of Christian. And then Scott D'Amore says, hey, how about this 10-man tag? You guys go find yourself a few partners. And there's Christian Cage. He'll find himself some partners. And so the first people they go approaching was Brian Myers and Sam Beal. And it seems like in the rest of the professionals with Zicky Dice and all, they got involved. They kind of agreed. Violent by Design promo focus was on Rhino after Rhino failed to get him the tag team championships, and so they had to re-baptize him. I tell you, Eric Young is a pretty crazy person. Almost said my name, which is even still that. Oh, they had a bunkhouse brawl. Rich Swann going one-on-one with Carl Anderson, but Carl Anderson had Don Gallows in his corner, but Rich Swann didn't have Willie Mack. And in the end, it was a hard-fought matchup, bunkhouse brawl, where everything went. And in the end, Carl Anderson, thanks to Luke Gallows, did win the bunkhouse brawl. Nobody else from the Elite got involved or anything like that, because most of them, majority of them, work for AEW. Gallows and Anderson work for Impact Wrestling. So, anyways. So, then Gia Miller had a sit-down interview with Mickie James about what Deonna Purrazzo did to her at NWA Empower. And it seems like to be Mickie James, Deonna's going to learn what hardcore country Mickie James is all about. So I shudder to think what's going to happen when Mickie James gets her hands on Deonna Purrazzo. Meanwhile, her homecoming tag team partner, Deonna Purrazzo tag team partner Matthew Raywo, cut a promo about art, how wrestling is art. Be very interesting to see who he's got his sights set on next. Gia Miller did interview Josh Alexander. Christian Cage did interrupt him during the interview. He said, hey, how about, you heard about this 10-man tag? How about it? Josh Alexander says, I'm in. Be an honor to team with you. Today with X Division and the Impact World Champions and champs on the same team. Heck yes. And then Rohit Raju and Shira cut a promo. Rohit Raju was talking about what he did in Chelsea Green, how good he feels about it. If I were Matt Cardona, I would think of slugging Rohit Raju one. That's for sure. Chris Bay went one-on-one with David Finlay. And during the matchup, Juice Robinson got involved distracting Bay, and Finlay did pick up the victory. But during that time, Hikuleo has come out to Chris Bay's aid. And I'm telling you something right now, when you get to the Bullet Club, he gets allies. In this case, Hikuleo attacked both Juice Robinson and Finlay, David Finlay, and Chris Bay with a chair, and with Hikuleo's help, injured Juice Robinson. That Hikuleo arriving on Impact that'll be making an interesting team if there ever was one. X Division title contract signing, and it went smooth. It went, they respect each other. They signed and said, listen, this is about the title. Friendships go out the window. But then Christian talked to Chris Sabin about joining the team. Sabin joined up. Sabin joined up with the team. And then Johnny Swinger's Palace with Falaba, No Way, and TJP that we're talking about, getting involved in the matchup. And said, you know what? And then it got to the point where I think was No Way said something about Hernandez. Alicia was upset. Said, hey, that shows some respect. And then Hernandez says, okay, both of you are banned. You guys are banned from Swinger's Palace. And fine, we don't want to be here anyways. I was banned from the dollar store. And then he goes, this ain't over between you and me. And as they left, it looks like the Undead Bridesmaids team of Kimberly and Brandy Loren were stalking someone in the palace. Were they stalking the Swingerellas? Are they going to take a Swingerella soul? Or they were stalking Alicia Edwards? We don't know for sure. Meanwhile, Steve Maclin went one-on-one with Petey Williams, and TJP, No Way, and Falaba distracted Williams with the conga, which cost him the matchup, and Maclin did pick up the victory over Petey Williams. Petey Williams and TJP could be a feud, it could be a brawl. It is going to be something else. And then Gia Miller talked to Eddie Edwards about the matchup with Moose. Sami Callihan says, I was kind of hoping I let those two guys attacking you to teach you a lesson, but then Eddie Edwards still refused. But then Christian Cage talks to both Edwards and Callihan. Callihan says, I'm in. But Eddie Edwards says, hey, man, we want to do that, but I don't want to team up with him. It's either me or him. Later on that one. Meanwhile, Gia Miller interviewed Moose with W. Morrissey, and Austin and Fulton interrupt them. And then Moose and W. Morrissey, they were in. They had the matchup with Eddie Edwards and Moose. Moose did pick up the victory, but then Myers, Beal, and the professionals got involved, jumping on Eddie Edwards. Josh Alexander gets involved, trying to even score. Madman Fulton even up the score, trying to get involved. Ace Austin gets involved. Christian gets involved, but they were all attacked and pushed out of the way by Moose and W. Morrissey. But then Alicia Edwards comes up with a kendo stick attacking Morrissey and Moose. Moose was taken out by Eddie Edwards. But as she attacked Morrissey grabbed her by the throat, but the lights went out, and then all of a sudden Sami Callihan came to Alicia's aid. And then Christian Cage looked at Eddie Edwards, and Sami Callihan said, come on, guys. But then they clashed bats. In fact, even Sami Callihan handed Eddie Edwards a bat. Eddie takes it, and then they clashed bats, and they all stand tall. It takes the Impact World Heavyweight Champion to lead a team, and that's what I like about Christian Cage. You gotta respect that. And in the end, they'll stand tall. Hopefully, will they stand tall in that 10-man tag? It's going to be something else. Josh Alexander, Chris Sabin, Sami Callihan, Eddie Edwards, led by Christian Cage. That's a team. Let's say Ace Austin and Madman Fulton's got W. Morrissey, Moose, and Brian Myers. That's going to be a clash. That's going to be a collision course 10-man tag next week. It is going to be totally insane. Tomorrow, AEW Rampage, as you know. Pac's going one-on-one on Andrade. Britt Baker, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, Rebel, and Jamie Hayter go up against Riho, Chris Statlander, and Ruby Soho, which will be a good 6-woman tag team matchup. And Brian Pillman Jr. could go up against Platinum Max Caster. Guy's going to run his mouth. Brian Pillman is going to shut him up. That's what's going to happen. Brian Pillman Jr. is going to shut him up, I should say. So, that's it. That's all the time we have on the show. Episode 541, Impact Event Center 4. For September the 9th, 2021. Remember, down the road, you're gonna see brand new thumbnails for the fall. I'm gonna try to work on a lot of them over the weekend, and I'm gonna give myself an opportunity to do so. All right. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. This is my last video for the night. I'm gonna upload them and everything else in between. All right. If you like any of my videos, please subscribe. Press the bell for notifications. Give my video a thumbs up if you like them. If you don't, you can give them a thumbs down. You don't have to explain to me why you don't like them. And I really don't care at this point. So I just do it for kicks and giggles. All right. I'll see you guys later. Until the next episode. Peace, love, and bless out. See you in episode 542. Tomorrow it is Dice Flinging Friday. High rollers. 10,000 version. $25,000 version. I'll see you guys then. All right. See ya. Peace.